Welcome to a new year of Highlander News. I'm Carly.
And I'm Olivia. After a 7-month break, we are back for our 4th season of Highlander News.
Second-year student Michaela Wadeson introduces you to our crew.
There are a bunch of new faces to Highlander News. We now have a total of 20 students on our team, 17 new and 3 returning. Let's catch up with one of our newest members, Ashlyn Urick, on why she joined our team.
To learn more about cameras and to get outside my comfort zone.
After a month of training to learn how to use the equipment, plan stories, and put it all together, we are ready to bring you another great year of Highlander News. Let us know if there is anything you would like to see on Highlander News. Reporting from Highlander News, this is Michaela Wadeson.
A few weeks ago, we celebrated Homecoming Week.
Reporters Avery Murray and Abby Peterson summarizes the week's events.
Monday was America Monday. Activities included the DECA Fall Leadership Conference and Student Congress in Mandan.
On Tuesday, students dressed up like it was Christmas in October. The volleyball team played at Cheyenne. In preparation for their state meet on October 24th, the cross-country team held their annual Highliner Challenge at the Fish Hatchery.
Wednesday was Pajama Day.
On Thursday, the theme was Camo Day. The volleyball team lost to Fargo Davies 1-3.
On Friday, we had the pep rally where Lexi LaRue and Frankie Caniglio were named Homecoming King and Queen along with their court Ann Berenson, Jaden Dieterle, Jared Egermont, and Carson McGough. For staff royalty, Mrs. Shenanko and Mr. Olsma were crowned with their court, Mrs. Clabo and Mr. Quist. Later Friday night, the football team took on Central Cass and beat the Squirrels 18-14.
And to finish off the week, the volleyball team played at home where they were victorious over Fargo South 3-0. For Highlander News, this is Abby Peterson.
Students at the elementary schools recently got to share their feelings about the coronavirus.
Olivia Slider shares their reactions.
Students from Jefferson and Washington Elementary have some strong feelings about the coronavirus.
It's actually kind of sad because I kind of want to have a chance to be over at my friend's house, but I kind of can't.
I feel like I want it to stop a lot.
Nevertheless, they made sure to find things to keep them busy during quarantine.
When I was in quarantine, well, first in the morning I'd always do my homework. Then once I'm done after that, I usually had some free time.
Watching a lot of Netflix.
And played with my dog.
Pokemon.
Listen to music, read,
Ninjago.
play with my brother.
I think I was on Skylanders.
And wearing a mask is not their favorite thing.
Hoofja, it gets really sweaty, and I mean really sweaty, so, especially when it's gym.
Well, you gotta pick out a mask in the morning and then make sure you have it for the bus.
It's not fun, especially if you have to wear glasses.
It gets your face all hot.
Some students are conflicted about starting school this fall.
In person. Well, it's like less confusing.
Online school, because I could sleep in. You gotta have your sleep.
My mom was not a good teacher.
I'm glad it's in person. You could ask questions.
I'd rather do it in person. They can help you with it.
I think it's been a little bit challenging for them at times, but overall, I think the students are doing a phenomenal job. They seem to be adjusting far better than we as adults even seem to be adjusting at times.
Reporting for Highlander News, this is Olivia Slider.
This fall has created a lot of challenges, but it does not stop the senior from chasing his goals.
Reporters Caden Lloyd and Luke Wendell bring you the story.
With everything going on this year, sports are organized a little different.
It's been a little different with the locker rooms having to wear masks and the buses being different, but overall, not much has changed. We still are together as a team. We're still doing everything together, and except for the 2 weeks that the entire team had to quarantine, it's been the same.
Quarantine wasn't fun, but it was beneficial to some athletes.
I was like the only senior that didn't have to quarantine, so I basically had to lead the team for 2 weeks while everybody was gone. It really helped the younger kids grow a lot, getting individual time with the coaches and being able to run drills a lot, and also having the few of us like me and Luis just being able to lead them and giving them more time to progress.
Even though Jonathan excels on the football field, he also excels in the classroom and is looking forward to the next chapter in his life.
Well, right now I'm planning on going on a mission for my church to kind of just teach about Christianity and go to either someplace in the U.S. or around the world. And then after that, I'm planning on going to BYU, which is a church school in Utah for accounting. They have a top 2 program in the nation. So I'm really looking forward to that. If I'm not going to accounting, I would probably go into music education or music performance at BYU.
Reporting for Highliner News, this is Caden Lloyd.
And Luke Wendell.
Even though school went online last spring, the speech team still competed at nationals.
Reporter Peyton Puckett brings you the story.
7 students competed at national speech, and 2 of them placed. Coach Nick Lee shares his experiences and foresights.
Obviously, we had to move everything into a virtual format, which made things kind of complicated at first. So I had to figure out a format in which to coach kids. We set up a Google Classroom, which is a free software. And students submitted practice videos into Google Classroom. We also did FaceTime and Zoom calls and kind of just a mix of everything. We just adapted and we practiced with kids while they were safe in their own homes and while we were safe at our homes.
Even with the North Dakota High School Activities Association guidelines for COVID-19, Coach Nick Lee still has high hopes.
You know, of course I would want to see our team do well, just like they always have done. I know it's going to be a challenging year to coach with kids and to change the way that we do business, but I think that we can.
For Highliner News, this is Peyton Puckett.
We all have certain fears.
Reporters Derek Deagle and Jace Thompson help one high school student face his fear of heights.
Welcome to the first edition of Fear Factor. Today we'll be helping Alex Horn with his fear of heights.
Well, I have a fear of heights because I'm afraid of being out in the open, that far up, and falling out. I've had a fear of heights for as long as I've been able to go on rides and know that it is pretty high. I want to know that I can conquer this and it's not going to be as bad as I can think, and I'm ready to do it.
So we are headed to the fire department to help him face his fear.
Oh my gosh.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay, now we're going up.
Oh gosh. We're almost there, guys. 10 feet. Woo!
I think we're done there.
We made it.
Want to wave to them?
You guys.
Oh, there they are.
I did it. I'm so scared. I'm gonna die. Oh! I was so scared. I was just in shock when I got up there. My whole body was shaking so bad. My hands were dripping in sweat, and I didn't know what to do. I literally saw everything. I could see Charlie Brown. I could see the VCSU football field. I take from going that high in the air is that it's not as bad as I made it sound my whole life, and now I'm gonna try to do more things that include going high in the air. I'm glad I could be the first one on Fear Factor and conquer my fear of heights. It was well worth it.
Reporting from Highliner News, this is Derek and Jace.
Many students picked up hobbies during quarantine. One 6th grade student shares how she pursued her passion of soap making.
Reporter Stephanie Hoffarth brings you the story.
Marissa Hoffarth became interested in the process of soap making earlier this year. So with a little help from family, a small beginner soap set, and her determination, she set to work.
My aunt makes soap, and I really liked it. And actually, I started making soap using water. But then, when when our goats started milking, I used the goat milk from that.
While making soap, there are many scientific steps that have to be followed.
I have learned the science of making soap, like the chemical reactions between the lye and the goat milk, or the lye and the water. And I've learned all the consistencies of what the lye does to the oils and how it thickens.
Marissa shares a few scents she is selling and some she has in mind.
Our most popular is peppermint, but for the fall season I've made pumpkin spice, and for Christmas I'm making a few special ones such as like mint candy cane.
Marissa's soaps can be found at a variety of places in Valley City.
We are currently at Central Hair Studio on Central in Valley City, and I will be at Ladies' Day in a couple weeks. Science is fun.
For Highliner News, this is Stephanie Hoffarth.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Highliner News. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Carly.